Hello everyone, I hope this video finds you and all your loved ones all safe and well, as always. It's the video version of the letter that I sent earlier in the week for all those who prefer to watch rather than listen to the updates. Now, my apologies for the delay, but I usually make these at the weekends when I've got some more time on my hands. This week's been exceptionally busy because of our return to school and all the arrangements there. And of course, delivering a pack of in-service programme to all our staff in both Oban and Tiree has kept us quite busy. In fact, we're in the middle of the in-service just now and I've sneaked away to make this wee video for you. I'm really pleased with how well the inset days have been going, by the way, because the staff are really positive about being back and they're raring to crack on with trying to achieve another exceptionally successful year, even considering that we're going back to school with almost the same level of restrictions as before and being aware that the year's going to ebb and flow again with lots of rule changes, I would suspect. Rule changes linked to COVID, rule changes linked to SQA. We'll need to wait and see what these are over the next few weeks and the next few months and perhaps even the course of the year. Who knows? But we're aware that changes will follow us throughout the year. Anyhow, it seems that everybody has enjoyed the holiday in the sun and they're looking forward to welcoming the kids back on Monday, and we can't really ask for any more than that, I think. I'd like to begin as always with some thanks, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to all the staff who have worked tirelessly throughout the last 6 weeks. Our school, as you know, remains open throughout the holiday, and our janitors, technicians, office, canteen and cleaning staff and of course the school managers continue to work on keeping the building maintained, updating the IT equipment and ensuring that the summer activities and the new session planning all tick along nicely. My thanks also to the school support staff who have kept supporting many of our families throughout the holiday period. This summer it was also particularly busy with the opportunity for so many of our pupils to sign up to Argyll and Bute Council's Summer Activities Programme. And a special thank you is due to all our school staff and our local volunteers and businesses who put on sporting, arts, musical and even games opportunities that I'm aware that so many of you enjoyed. Now, one of the first things to discuss, of course, is the COVID arrangements. And as you're no doubt be aware, the First Minister announced changes to how our country moves forward with the precautionary measures to deal with the continuing but the reduced impact of COVID. Now, although there are significant relaxations to the legal restrictions placed on wider society, schools have been issued with guidance that sees little change to the precautions that were put in place for us in June. You can find the Scottish Government Schools Guidance on the link in the letter, or you can just Google it. Now, as I noted in my last letter in the video that I made in June, we already planned to maintain the same precautionary measures that we had in place, so there's really few changes to be made during the next 6 weeks, which is the length of time the First Minister has announced as the precautionary period for schools. Pupils are still expected to be dropped off at a safe and suitable distance from the school, and that allows for a staggered arrival, and pupils should still wear face coverings. We'll continue that we'll ensure that our kids, in fact anybody entering the building, will use hand gel when entering and leaving the building and when they're going from room to room. The enhanced cleaning and the ventilation measures that we put in place, they'll all still continue, as will the staggered departures for the lunch and the breaks. Our lunchtime provision of pre-ordering, no-cash sales, separate social areas for the year groups, that'll all continue to help keep us safe. There are a couple of very positive changes, although we will continue to keep our year groups apart as much as possible, and that will support the track and trace arrangements that we have with the NHS. There's no need for the very strict bubbles that we had before, and this will allow the extracurricular activities to mix more. It will allow us to have year groups mixing and club activities so long as we keep accurate registers of who was in which club on which day and sitting next to who or standing next to who. COVID testing. We'll continue to encourage everyone to use the test kits available. All school staff and secondary pupils are strongly encouraged to restart their twice weekly at-home lateral flow testing in the week prior to our return. So now, ideally, please take your second weekly test, either just in the morning before you leave for the first day of school on Monday, or maybe the evening before. Can you please record your results? We've been asked to ask you. It's really important that you record your results online, whether positive, negative or void, and this helps the public health experts understand what levels of COVID-19 are, and they can inform policy and with things like mitigations in schools with that information. The benefits of testing, that it can help reduce the risk of COVID-19 outbreaks, and we've already seen a few of these just in the last week or so. And this in turn can help reduce the likelihood that staff or children and young people have to self-isolate during these outbreaks. Accessing the test kits. Well, the test kits for staff and pupils were available prior to the summer holiday, and these can still be used if you've still got any left. If any pupils do not have a test kit, they can access them in a range of different ways, including ordering online for home delivery or by collecting the kits from your nearest test site. There's one in Mossfield and Oban, for example, or you can just go to a pharmacy. All of our new S1 pupils should come to school in the full Tyree High School uniform. All new S1 pupils were given a school tie to take home in readiness for the start of the term prior to the summer holidays. We've been assured that the S1 school blazers ordered by the school and free of charge to all S1 pupils will be delivered to the school in the next day or so. If they don't arrive, don't worry about it. We'll deal with that when it happens. Such is life. Parents and carers will be contacted via the email regarding collecting their child's blazer by Anya when the time comes. Hopefully you might have already had that by the time I've made this video. Some families have also chosen to have their uniform items delivered to school upon delivery, older kids that is, and we'll arrange for you to collect that as well. S1 pupils should enter the school via the main entrance, and they should make their way to the art room on the first day. Then they'll be met by Miss Forbes, who's the principal teacher of secondary. Pupils will then be guided to their classrooms, where they'll have a virtual assembly led by myself and Anya and Mary, and we'll cover key information, and that will include outlining the school day, issuing the timetables, the health and safety measures, etc. And then following this, the pupils will follow their normal timetable. Please note though, S1 pupils, you don't need to bring your PE kit with you on Monday the 16th of August, because you've not got PE that day, so don't bring unnecessary kit. Now, nursery. We're really looking forward to welcoming all our children into the nursery on Monday the 16th. We would like to take the opportunity to say a huge welcome back to all the children starting their final year in the nursery. A big welcome to all our new starts, and congratulations to our newly appointed childcare and education worker, Lisa Gladwell, who has spent some time with us before the holiday, but she's joining the nursery team in full, and I'm really pleased that she's got that job. Just as last year, the nursery session starts at 8:30 a.m, finishes at 2:30 p.m. As usual, there'll be staff at the school gate and the nursery garden gate to welcome and support you. Please remember, pack your indoor footwear for your children for using when they're working in the nursery classroom. The arrangements for drop-off and collection remain unchanged from last year in order to ensure that nursery children and the primary children remain separated at all times. If you should arrive after the start of the nursery session, please remain in your vehicle and telephone the reception. You know the number, it's 01879 220383, and a member of staff will assist you. All parents and carers, you have to wear a face mask when you're on the school grounds. As usual, there'll be staff in the primary playground to welcome all our children in the morning, and teachers of our new P1 children in particular, you'll be met at the school gates, ready to welcome and support you starting your first year in primary. Please remember, P1 to 4 English and P5 to 7 English classes both have a PE lesson on Monday, so please ensure that your child brings their PE kit with them, including a change of footwear for the PE lessons. And just as last year, primary children can gain access to their playground from 8:40. This timing allows the nursery and the primary children to remain separated at all times. And in line with our risk assessment, parents, carers, you can't enter the school playground at all. If you wish to speak to a member of staff, please pass on the message through your child or call the school reception and we'll get back to you. Or you can just use the Contact Us page as you have been doing for the last 18 months. Primary children travelling to and from school on the school bus, you don't need a mask, but the high school pupils do. Congratulations to all our pupils who received the results on Tuesday. All of your hard work and your dedications led to well-deserved, fantastic results, so superb well done to you all. And I'll give that same message when I do the assemblies in front of you all. We recognise that not everyone will have been satisfied with the results. A few of you have already been in touch, and I mean a few of you. And if you've already registered with the SQ Appeal Service, then you should be able to get information from them that will help you take forward that process. If you've got any questions at all about your appeal process, please either contact the principal teacher of the subject that you've got to worry about, or, as usual, go and see your guidance teacher in Oban or the principal teacher, Mary, for secondary in Tiree. So, what's next for the school as a whole? Well, it's taking forward the school improvement plan. And in the letter that I issued you, there's a couple of links to the school improvement plan and the standards and quality report. The school improvement plan, it lays out quite an ambitious plan for next year as part of our ongoing self-evaluation cycle. The core activities to highlight, though, in no particular order, things that we are going to target over and above dealing with COVID, is health and well-being. Post-COVID-19 recovery is a big thing for us. Clearly, in all my letters, I've been highlighting to you that, it's been quite a stressful time for many. It's been a difficult time for many, and we need to try and help those, make up time, get back on track. Many people, of course, have just managed with no problems at all, but everyone's different. So whoever needs support, we will work on strategies to help give them support, mainly through the pastoral teams. On top of that, we're back on track to developing the young workforce. As you probably know from reading stuff we've sent out before, Oban High School provides one of the broadest curriculums in Scotland. We offer a huge level, in fact over 90 courses are available for our youngsters here, which might explain why so many people are moving to the school. And many of them are vocational courses, making sure that we give kids not only the academic qualifications, but the skills, experiences and qualifications that help get them a job. On top of that, we're going to work on engagement, differentiation, making sure that within the classes our kids are receiving slightly amended pieces of work or materials or different methods of learning to ensure that we remove the barriers to learning. Equity, diversity, inclusion, all continue to be key parts. You'll recall the HMI being here a couple of years ago and talking about how Oban High School was the most inclusive, or one of the most inclusive schools that they had seen at that time. That still continues to be the case, and inclusion remains high on our agenda. Pupil voice is another activity that we continue to take forward through our senior pupil leadership team, our junior pupil leadership team, the prefects, and of course we've got Helen Hope, who carries out loads of pupil voice activities in both Oban and Tiree. Basically, we get as many kids as we can together, we ask them their views on stuff, they give us views back, and that helps feed back into the self-evaluation process, and that will all pick up speed again. We also have a whole school aspect of literacy and numeracy, as you would expect, and we've got a number of different initiatives planned to take forward a renewed emphasis on literacy and numeracy. Now, I've mentioned quite some positive successes in there, and of course, it's easy to say, but the evidence for these grand claims, of course, can be found in every school's annual report, and that's called the Standards and Quality Report that each school has to publish. And we have sent you a copy of the Standards and Quality Report for 2020-21. And you can just read that summary of progress and how we got on with moving through last year's school improvement plan, despite the fact that we had COVID restrictions that we've all been living under. Both these documents, I have to say, are also available on the school website if you can't find the last letter, although that's on the website as well. Cashless catering information for Tiree. Pupils will continue to pre-order their lunch via their Period 1 class teacher every morning, and the lunches will be served in the school hall. All payments to pupil accounts should be made online via the Argyll and Bute Pay It facility. The link is in the letter, or you can just call the council. As usual, you'll need your child's 10-digit account reference number to load money onto their account. S1 parents, you'll receive a letter from the council with this information. Please ensure you keep it to hand, as you'll need it every time that you make a payment to the council for the youngsters' lunch. And if you've not received that letter or there's any issues, please don't worry about it. We'll make sure your kids keep getting fed until we sort it out. Free school meals and clothing grants are available each year, and this year's no different. You may be entitled to a free school meals or a clothing grant of up to £150. Please use the link in the letter to check your eligibility and apply online. But regardless of that, my offer to all parents stands that if you're having any difficulty in this very stressful and very difficult time, then please just contact us and we'll look to support you financially wherever we can, to make sure that you can afford uniform, to make sure that you can afford lunches. Maybe it's that we provide you with some food. We've been doing that for the last year or so. Or maybe it's that you need IT equipment to make sure that you can actively learn at home. It doesn't really matter what it is. I mean, we can't promise everything, but we can certainly promise that we'll support you as much as we can. There's guidance support as always available, and as always, should you require any support at all, whatever it may be, or whether you've got any questions, you've got ideas, or even if you've got concerns, you can use the contact us page of the website, or you can contact your child's guidance teacher if you're in Oban, or the principal teachers that are in Tiree. I look forward to seeing all of our pupils back on Monday. I'm really looking forward to Monday's assembly when I get the chance to speak to all the kids directly. I'll take a wee wander about. I'll be in Oban on Monday, I'll be in Tiree on Tuesday. So I hope everybody enjoys their last weekend of the holidays. I hope the sun stays out, and have a nice weekend, and I'll see you all later. Thanks very much.